to Watson to a one-score game.
Hey, this is Ahman Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rusher. Bill, the Packer fan and Packer owner, Nick, they run a website for Packer news and updates, and I know Packer news hasn't been so great lately because we got some players that are not Packers anymore that you loved at one time, but you might hate a little bit right now.
2 great running backs. We have a competent offensive line.
He's saying that he felt in November and December that they didn't want him back.
Get a little safety in that position. Either we go.
There's no reason to believe we can't return, but.
And they already came out. There's a couple guys that came out and said that Rodgers is telling
solution of it, and don't let them go for anything under than 1.
And you know what, Packer fans? The Bears still suck. So go Pack Go, and good luck to Bill and Nick, their website and their Packer news. Talk to you later.
It's a lot easier to come in and skip doing mop-up duty, but he threw the ball off. He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers the way he was throwing the ball sidearm and just flicking the wrist, and the ball was just jumping out of his hand. Agreed.
Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner Nick.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network Monday night open mic night. Monday victory. Green Bay just whipped the shit out of the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to get to all of it on this show. So, last night happened. It wasn't too long ago that we were watching Green Bay just piss all over the Vikings defense. How'd you guys feel after last night?
I love victory Mondays, but there's nothing sweeter than whooping on a rival. NFC North, we split with everybody except the Bears. We're going to sweep the Bears. This will be 5 weeks or 5 straight. We're going to sweep the Bears, but that's next week. This week, let's just enjoy taking down the Vikings. Their crappy quarterback and keeping JJ under. I mean, he didn't even sniff 60 yards, bro. It was great.
Yeah, and we didn't even need Jerry Alexander this time to do it. We had the Valentine duo do all the work. One thing I want to say is Ahman Green, in that intro says there's Packers, that used to be Packers at one time and now they're not. You guys may be pissed about that. I'm elated about it right now that Aaron Rodgers is not our quarterback this year. I'm on cloud 9 about it right now. Dude.
Well, you think about it. When they played against the Vikings yesterday, that defense, Vikings defense, they blitz a lot. I mean, they're damn good defense. That's a damn good defense. And Jordan Love had an answer for every time they came in. He had an answer for it, and he looked like he was just comfortable back there. Oh, you're gonna blitz me? Oh, well, guess what? I'll just throw it to Heath. Boom, there you go. It's just like, oh, I'll throw the crap. Boom, blitz all you want. I'm just gonna pick you apart, and he picked him apart. He was calm.
There we go.
And especially on that pass to Jaden Reed in the end zone, that was just a thing of beauty, man.
Frozen rope. That was like.
There's always a step or two in front of that fucking defense,
Yeah. So what's up, James? James is a Saints fan. His team is not in the playoffs right now. They're looking up at us after.
Yeah, but they won. They won.
You know what it is? That was a good win against Tampa Bay that you guys had yesterday. But let's start off first with what did you see in that Packers-Vikings game, James?
You know what's funny is, so y'all's game actually did affect the Saints in one way. And the way it affected us is whoever won that game now has to lose next week in order for us to get a wild card. So thank you for winning, because I didn't want to root against y'all. I fucking hate that shit.
But wouldn't you have rather the Vikings have won then? Because they play the Lions this next week and we play the Bears. Your chances are a lot better.
Yeah.
Play the Lions.
Yeah.
No, that's why I wanted the Vikings to win, because it's easier to root against them, one, and fuck the Vikings. But
thanks.
So, all right. So we got Ian on the show. This is his second time on here. Ian, what did you see in the game yesterday?
So first off, Jordan Love lighting up the Vikings defense like it was nothing. I mean, come on.
Like it was nothing.
Lit it up like a Christmas tree, man. Lit that fucker up like a Christmas tree.
He looked like he's a 4-year pro, man. I'm telling you, he was like, bro.
You know what made that situation funny is, the entire offseason, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Bears fans, they were just coming at you guys about how you're going to suck without Aaron Rodgers. You don't have a chance.
So much.
And you have beaten all three of them this season.
Yeah.
Dude. Facts. We're about to sweep the Bears. We split with the other two, but, that's expected. They're a much better team. And, all right, the Bears are better, especially from how they started. But all offseason, all we heard was them talking shit how they're going to smoke us week one, and that did not happen.
And Nick knows. And Nick knows how I react because I'm in one of your NFC North groups, and Nick knows that I will fucking troll the shit out of them.
Pretty entertaining too. I love how they're always like, "Yeah, James, well, you're just a biased Packers fan." He's like, "I'm not a Packers fan, so that's out the window now." No, this shit is awesome to see. The thing is, if people were like, "Look, this is Jordan Love's first starting year. Maybe you guys shouldn't have your hopes set so high, right?" I could live with that. But
yeah,
what being said was Jordan Love automatically is not good. He's not talented enough. He's not accurate. He's never going to succeed in this division. These are the ultimatums that were given to us. You know what I mean?
Oh, we're going to definitely be in the basement for the next 15 years. Oh, all kinds of crap.
And the funny thing is, part of a lot of those statements, even though I don't think he's a bust, now I don't think he's a bust, but a lot of those statements were coming from Bears fans that spent the last 2 years in the basement with Justin Fields. And I'm like, are y'all serious? Y'all pulling this right now?
Speaking of Justin Fields, he had a pretty good game yesterday himself. I'm not going to lie, he does look like he's getting better than the first 2 years, but to be fair, that's not saying much. He still only averages 201 passing yards a game. I don't see a whole lot that suggests to me that this guy is the answer. Do I think he's getting better? Sure, I could admit that he's getting better, and the Bears collectively are getting better, but I don't think it's enough right now. I
think personally what's happened with Justin Fields is he realizes that he doesn't need to rely so much on his athleticism and to actually throw the ball.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. When they play against Green Bay, our job needs to be make Justin Fields throw the ball because we will win if we force him to throw the ball all game.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. You got to worry about that fucking middle of our defense, man. That's one thing about it.
Then again, see, here's what sucks. Next week, y'all just have to rely on a win. You know what I have to rely on? I have to rely on Tampa Bay losing and the Saints winning, which is possible. But I don't trust the Panthers.
Yeah, Tampa Bay has to play the Panthers, right? So,
yeah, but the Panthers get a chance to play spoilers, so it's kind of like the Bears with us. They're trying to play spoiler.
But you know what's funny? If Tampa Bay loses, even though both divisional games will be on at the same time, if Tampa Bay loses, then the game between the Falcons and the Saints will be for the NFC South. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's get to this then. I looked at a quote. I posted it today. Someone was talking about how is Jordan Love MVP of the league this year. He said no.
No, he's not.
Absolutely not. But should Jordan Love be in the conversation of MVP? Now, to me, that means he doesn't have to get any MVP votes. His name just needs to start being mentioned when these topics are coming up.
Okay, see, because here's my thing about being in the conversation. Because, the MVP is voted by sports writers, the most removed people from, and sometimes they have biases. You know what I'm saying? So, when you're talking about, conversation, do you mean, runner-up wise? Drew Brees or freaking, who else was runner-up multiple times? I can't think of another person, actually.
Aaron Rodgers was runner-up a bunch of times.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was.
But for me, if you're just in the conversation, you could be fifth in votes. You could be ninth in votes. The fact is, as long as people are talking about you in the sense of, hey, MVP, this guy got pretty close, I think we need to start mentioning his name. To me, that's in the conversation.
I think he would have to go into the playoff, get into the playoffs, and actually win a playoff game before that starts even
I think if we'd have won the division, that would have put us in the playoffs. And whether he wins or not, just winning the division would have been reclaiming what we call us the king of the North.
Yeah, right.
So I actually think the Lions fans right now are looking down. And yes, I'll say it. They're looking down on us because you guys want the division. They're the king. Hey, they're the top of the North right now. But I do think that they're looking down on us right now going, fuck, I really hope that they don't end up being really good.
We don't need 3 MVPs in a row. We don't need 3 Hall of Fame QBs in a row. God damn it.
Yeah, I think that's what they're thinking to themselves right now. Go ahead, Ian.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say.
Go ahead, Ian.
All right. I guess back to this MVP conversation. When you're third in touchdown passes in the entire league, I mean, obviously your name has to be mentioned in these conversations. I think that if the Packers maybe hit double-digit wins this year, which, I mean, I know they won't, but if they had, then, maybe Love actually gets quite a few MVP votes. I don't think...
Believe me, I bet on us winning 10, man, and we're going to be 1 short.
Hey, do you mind if I say something, Nick, about like the MVP situation? This is one of the few things I agreed on with Colin Cowherd, because I don't agree with much of anything this dude says. But he says like many people conflate being the most valuable player with being the most outstanding player, when he was like, the key word in there is valuable, like how good your team would be if you suddenly got sidelined. Are you the main reason that your team is successful? Which is why a lot of people are arguing Brock Purdy shouldn't be MVP, even though his stats are fucking great.
Because he's damn near a game manager, to be honest. I mean, look at the team he has around him. He just has to do the simple things. It's kind of like in Friday Night Lights, right? All they ask the quarterback to do is just make a few nice passes here and there, give Booby Miles the ball, win some games, right? That's kind of like Brock Purdy right now, I feel like.
See, and you know what's funny is the NHL, I don't know how many of you guys watch hockey, but the NHL actually has 2 different awards. They have one for the most valuable player that season and one for the most outstanding player. Those are 2 different awards, and they're awarded to 2 different people.
Yeah. So look, for me, again, all I was bringing up was I think that his name should be in the talks, in the conversation this year. I don't know how it's not. Look at his stats. In my opinion, there's going to be a lot of people that disagree with this, but in my opinion, we would be worse if Aaron Rodgers stayed.
You know, my opinion is, let's just win against the fucking Bears and get in the playoffs and worry about that.
Honestly, because, bro, if we go all the way to the NFC Championship game, just even if we go that far, because he would still be in talks. I mean, I would say there's no doubt that you can't put him in the talks. People expected us to be in the basement. They expected us to take over the basement. Bro, and if we don't do that, we're currently second.
To me, this is the definition, the epitome of what most valuable means. Now, I get the politics of what MVP to the NFL means, because it's not what it should mean. But without Jordan Love this year, dude, Green Bay is the worst team in the league.
Yes,
for sure.
No, we got Clifford. That's fucking not
the fuck is that?
Obviously.
We got Clifford, man.
What's up, A-Dub?
We all good.
What's good, fellas?
Let's make the Clifford
someone said Jordan Love should be in the MVP race because he's 3rd in the NFL in passing touchdowns. But if it's all about passing touchdowns, then wouldn't the quarterbacks who are 1 and 2 be ahead of
It's
him?
more. That's just one stat that he's in the top 3 of. I understand where people are coming from. No one expected to be in the top 5 of any stat in the NFL, bro.
Sure, one, but MVP isn't given out to like the most unexpected, like an unexpected thing.
It's given out to the player that helps any one team succeed in a great capacity.
Right.
Rob, what you're saying is
whether you're expected to win, whether you're expected to win MVP or not, that doesn't mean anything.
Lamar Jackson
Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre won it 3 years, right? Everyone expected Aaron Rodgers to win MVP.
Rodgers won it 4 years.
Yeah, Rodgers wanted 4, but they wanted 3 in a row. Yeah, both guys wanted 3 back.
That's my point, though. That was expected. The unexpected part doesn't weigh in on the MVP votes whatsoever. It's all about who was the most valuable player. And people don't go, well, Jordan Love was probably 7th, but I didn't expect him to be this good, so I'm going to bump him up to 2 or 3. No one thinks like that. It's irrelevant.
Look, look, man, just like those guys when they won their 3 in a row, if Jordan Love's going to do it, you're going to see him going. Now, this is his first year, so he has to get better from this year. 30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards is going to be an incredible feat to redo again.
So again,
I couldn't agree. I mean, he's had a great year. I wouldn't disagree. I'm just saying he's not in the MVP race, but that's not the hate on him.
I reposted that quote because it doesn't mention anything about the actual MVP race itself. It just says that he needs to be in that conversation because of how great he's played. Now, if that's a bunch of guys getting together, a bunch of rich fucking assholes that get together in a circle and make these decisions, if at least one of them goes, Jordan Love kind of looks like he may win some MVPs. That was a great season.
Joseph Fields got a couple last year.
So here's what you got to know, right? I could tell
Justin Fields got 1. He got 1.
Yeah, I got 1 last year.
Guys, it's not done by rich assholes. It's done by journalists. And unlike the NBA,
my bad, middle class assholes.
No, you're right. And unlike the NBA, where you do a
overrated middle class assholes.
Unlike in the NBA, they do a 3-2-1. So you say, I want to give this player 3 votes. I want to give this player 2 votes. I want to give this player 1 vote. In the NFL, you just get 1 vote. There's no 3-2-1 system. So it's
you're talking about how in the NBA they give a first place vote, second place vote, and third place vote.
But in the NFL they don't do that. In the NFL you just get 1 vote and that's it.
Yeah.
So you don't think Goff will get out MVP then?
I mean, will Goff get an MVP vote? No, but I think Justin Fields got the MVP vote from a Chicago writer.
It was a Chicago beat writer or some shit like that.
So, I mean, if a Lions writer decides to be a homer and gives Goff a vote, I mean, sure, but it's just a homer vote.
Sure.
It's a vote. A vote's a vote, guys.
I think Lamar sewed it up. I do. But I got to be honest, he's going to have some of the most underwhelming stats I've ever seen for an MVP.
You know what, though? I think Lamar has it, too. But Lamar is like the exact person I'm talking about. Because we've seen what happened the last 2 years when Lamar went down and the Ravens couldn't do shit. Now, all of a sudden, he's been healthy the whole season and they clinched the #1 seed. I'm like,
that's what makes him MVP, bro. That's it right there. That proves it.
I mean, MVP is really becoming whoever is the quarterback for the best team. You've probably got a good chance of winning it.
But in recent years, other guys like Watt was up for it 1 year. I mean, there's been some defensive guys. There's been some running backs. I mean, Adrian Peterson won it. I mean, it could happen.
It hasn't been in a while, though.
I mean, how long ago was Adrian? That was a long time ago, and they could be up for it. But the winner,
but that's not the player's fault. That's the way the game's going, man. It's wide open. Quarterbacks are the hot item. They're the guys throwing the balls. That's what makes the game exciting, man. Throwing the ball 400 yards a game and 4 touchdowns.
I hope he plays MVP. I hope he plays MVP next week.
If you're not a quarterback,
week to week, it's all it's got to be.
I'd love to see Tyreek Hill win it. I'd love to see a quarterback win it.
If you're not a quarterback, your path to the MVP is significantly harder. 2019, for example, a lot of people don't remember 2019. There were 2 non-QBs that got votes. It was Christian McCaffrey and Michael Thomas. They weren't going to win MVP. We all fucking knew that, but.
It's near impossible. And if you're not only do you have to be a quarterback, but you have to be a quarterback of one of the best teams in the league.
And speaking of Chris McCaffrey, he's up there as one of the candidates for MVP now.
Yeah. I think they should change the award. I think
he would actually, if I had a vote, if I had a vote, he would actually get my vote this year. It would be Christian McCaffrey.
I would vote for McCaffrey too, Nick.
What about the wide receiver? Kua, but whatever. I can't even pronounce his fucking name. Yeah, there you go. That guy's had a great year, bro. I mean, if you were going to put a wide receiver in there, I mean, he's one to talk about.
He would be my vote for offensive rookie of the year if CJ Stroud wasn't fucking performing.
Yeah, no, you're right. Stroud's another one.
If Tyreek
But
Hill
if they
didn't
did it through
he could've
AFC
been
and
MVP.
NFC, if they did it through AFC and NFC, you've got Puka and you've got CJ Stroud. They're your two AFC and NFC
Yeah,
guys.
there you go.
Puka's
sure.
been fantastic, just fantastic.
Yeah,
I can't believe the Vikings took Jordan Addison.
Well,
Addison, I
when
thought
it comes,
great, actually.
well, Vikings. Well, the Vikings value
Huh?
wide receivers so
Yeah.
much, so it was more
Yeah.
than obvious to me they were
Okay, I'll be
going
in.
to get a receiver.
Yeah, but I don't understand how they do that without not having a quarterback in the future in mind. Unless they, you know.
Hey guys,
The Rams?
I gotta go. It's been nice talking to you, Nick. I'm at a family event, so I'll
All
talk
right,
to
bro.
you.
Hey,
It's been nice talking to me.
go. Good luck Sunday, bro. Good luck.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So let's move on to this subject since we're on MVP talks. Another thing that's being discussed right now is who's going to win Coach of the Year, because you got so many options now. The Dolphins coach, they just got blown out yesterday, so he kind of fell to the wayside, right? I kept saying in these groups that if I had a vote, I think I'm going with Stefanski this year. I don't know how you couldn't give it to Stefanski at this point. Like, you lost your what, $400 million quarterback who was 5-1 before he got hurt. You bring in Joe Flacco, who the Jets said no to when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and you're what, 11-5 now, looking like one of the most dominant teams in the league,
And have a chance to win the division still. They have next week. There's not, fate is not decided.
The Browns beat the Ravens this year already.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So the Ravens could possibly lose the division this week.
No, I think they won the division.
No, they won it,
They
but
can't lose the division.
They won.
The Ravens,
Not only,
the Ravens
yeah,
and the Browns are in the same division.
I
though.
mean,
That
the
doesn't make sense.
the Ravens. They not only won a division, but they clinched the number one seed. In the
number one
The
seed.
Browns can't win the division then because they're in
Had
with the
they
Ravens.
lost to the Dolphins yesterday, they would be playing this next week for the division. Even that itself, the fact that the Browns even had a chance, in my opinion, is mind-boggling.
maybe that's how it. I know they had a shot at it. They were like still. They were still an outside chance at winning it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fairly
Well,
sure
I was
they
gonna
locked
say-
in the 5th seed.
Yeah. I was going to say if I had to vote anybody for Coach of the Year, one guy I had in mind was that coach from Houston. Given how the
D'Amico Ryans.
D'Amico Ryan, yeah.
Because the reason I have to say him is because the Houston Texans did better than what anybody expected this year also. And they were supposed to be a rebuilding franchise.
So I think he was up there until that Jacksonville game where he got out coached and they got blasted. They didn't lose by a whole lot, but they just couldn't move the ball at all on Jacksonville. They lost that game. CJ Stroud played like his worst fucking game I've ever seen him play, and then he got hurt, and then everything kind of just went downhill from there. I don't think.
Yeah.
I agree with you
But-
that his name was definitely up there, but I think now that I don't think he has a chance anymore.
Well, luckily at the moment, the AFC South Division, it's still up for grabs. Like nobody's pretty much claimed the division yet.
It doesn't seem to be on.
So
Might have to plug in a. Yeah.
Where do you think Campbell should be in that discussion?
Number 2 behind the Browns coach. Sorry, I'm doing something else, but I put Dan Campbell number 2 behind the Browns coach, the old Vikings offense coordinator, for all the reasons you said, Nick. All the reasons you said. Normally, they like to give it to a coach that at least won the division, so that gives a little bit of an edge to Campbell. But you can't hold it against Stefanski and the Browns for not winning the division when they've got the hottest team in football in the division. So I think it does. I don't know who to go to, but I would vote for Stefanski.
So he thinks that Campbell would be number 2 in that discussion. Speaking of Dan Campbell and the Lions and decisions, let's talk about the Lions-Cowboys game that happened.
Doesn't seem to be here.
So,
well,
this has been argued up and down in every chat and group and room that has ever existed this week.
So was it trickery that was afoot or that went awry, or is this just was this blatant cheating?
They kept. I mean, it was so many folks said the conversation was he had to report as an eligible player when it came to that play being made. I personally felt like he should have been.
To me, it looked like the two guys went up and were like reporting, but then the third guy that ran in, he's like, I'm reporting in, I'm the guy. You know, like he came in from the sideline, like with new plays, and that's what the ref went with. Well, that's what I think happened.
What they were trying to do is confuse the Cowboys, but instead they confused the Cowboys.
Yes, they confused the officials.
You know, that's what they did. They pretty much fucked themselves.
So Hubie, let me ask you a question real quick. The fact that they announced 70 was the eligible receiver, and they did announce that and told the defense, isn't that on Campbell to go, whoa, that's not right, and make that distinction and change it?
No, and Mike Florio pointed this out. He had a great point. Was that we didn't have any more timeouts. The clock is burning. The clock is running out, so he can't run onto the field and say, hang on, like we'd probably get a flag. He can't run onto the field and stop the play and say, guys, I don't have a timeout, but I need to interrupt you. You've done something wrong. And on top of that, as Mike Florio pointed out, if he runs on and does all that, and gets him to re-explain it, then the magic of that play is gone, right? Because if he runs out and goes, hold on, let's say he did have a timeout. He calls a timeout and he goes, guys, and the referee then comes back and goes, sorry, we made a mistake. It's 68 who's reporting. It's 68, not 70. My bad. It's 68.
Yeah.
Then the Cowboys are like, I wonder who we're going to really focus on. The whole, if you read, I've only been reading about it today, but the whole magic behind that play was kind of like trying to get everyone to think it was 70, but really it was 68. So we didn't have the timeout. He couldn't have stopped it if he wanted to. And if we did it, the play wouldn't have worked.
So there was some trickery there.
Okay, absolutely.
Let me ask you this now then, bouncing off of what you just said. Do you think that if instead of saying 70 reported as eligible like they did, if they instead announced, hey, 68 reported as eligible and told the defense that without all the trickery that happened, without everything that happened, if it just initially was, hey, 68 is reporting, then maybe the defense would have shifted or done something different in that instance?
Yeah, I think they would have, which is why it's a really messed up situation, because the Lions are upset, which we should be because the referee messed it up. But at the same stage, you can't say, well, we need to redo it or let's just give it to them, because the Cowboys were told it was 70, so they reacted to that. So if they'd said 68, I mean, of course they would have probably paid more attention to him. I mean, they probably put someone on number 70 because they thought he was eligible. And if they hadn't, they would have adjusted. I mean, common sense, right? So, yeah, Nick, I think you bring up a good point.
So real quick, if you want to join the live, I posted it in here. The link is in there, or you can just personally DM me right now, and I'll send you the link. Either way, if you want to join right now on the show, there's the link. So what do you guys think about everything that Hubie just said?
Yeah, I agree with it. I mean,
if there was some legit trickery, and I understand, look, man, that was a great play. I thought it was a great call, but if it was like you guys were trying to be tricking about it, I mean, then I guess it happened how it happened, and you guys got what you got.
I can see a point towards you being aggressive. I understand that. So then when he got that penalty, he got moved back. Then I would have kicked it and went.
Yeah, why didn't you guys? I don't understand why he stayed with the 2-point. Why didn't he just kick and tie the game up and go into overtime?
I don't get the trickery comment, like as if it's a bad thing. I mean, the fake punts trickery.
It's not a bad thing.
But the whole point to a trickery play is that, like, you do it once in a while. He does it every game, every week.
Aaron Rodgers trying to get people offside or get that 12th man. Like, I've got no qualm. Well, that's a different conversation. If you're saying, hey, he's gone to the well one too many times, that makes perfect sense. But to kind of talk about trickery like it's a bad thing. I mean,
it's not a bad thing. It's actually creative.
Well, I wouldn't even say. I mean, when it's time, when you score a touchdown, you either kick an extra point or you go for 2. All right, he went for 2, and whatever, that play didn't work, and they threw a flag on it. Why didn't he just change it and kick the field to tie the game then?
I thought it was the right call. And here's my thinking. I think you go to percentages and you say, okay, what are the percentages we can score on Dallas from 2 yards out? I say it's 45% chance you get it. 55%, 60% chance you don't get it. 40 to 45. And then I say, okay, we kick the extra point going to overtime. What are our chances we beat Dallas in overtime? And I think our chances of beating Dallas in overtime were about 30%. CeeDee Lamb, even if we started with the ball, CeeDee Lamb was crushing us. Overall, Dallas had played a lot better. It was close, but let's not forget that we had.
You're saying that Dan Campbell had no trust in your defense.
And CeeDee Lamb also fumbled the ball for a touchback. So Dallas really dominated that game. For me,
yeah, but
I say
I'm going to play devil's advocate on you. Dallas averages 40 points a game in there. You guys completely shut down what they do at home, man.
I think what killed it when he fumbled right when in the end zone and he fumbled it. Lamb did. That would have been a totally different game then. I think
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think our odds. I think our odds of beating Dallas in overtime weren't as good as us. Just all we needed was 2 yards, right? And the play was open. The play, if you look at the final play, like if we had Aaron Rodgers in a quarterback, we win that game.
I don't know why you guys didn't punch Montgomery. I mean, he was doing great all game. I don't understand that.
That would have been a great call. But Goff, the play was there, but Goff just threw a bad pass.
Oh, on that, yeah, you're talking when they got it. Yeah, you're right about that. He threw it behind the receiver.
Right before half, you guys went for it again and got no points. Remember that?
I mean,
right before half.
As Bill Belichick would say, you tell me which plays Goff is going to throw a bad pass on.
Dan Campbell lost the game for you. That's what you're saying, right?
And there's 60 plays in the fucking offense in a game. Well, yeah, any one of them you change up, and it could be the difference in the game, but. And it just, to me, it seemed like I would have just kicked the extra point and said, let's flip a coin and let's figure this out from there. I mean, I think to me it was a wiser choice to get the tie and then give your team a chance to take a breath, look it over, and then flip a coin. If you win the coin toss and then you go down and score a touchdown, you win the game. They don't even get the ball again.
That's true, but let me play devil's advocate. Let's say we go in overtime. They win the toss. They get the ball. 3 plays in. I'll play devil's advocate to your devil's advocate. 3 plays in. CeeDee Lamb takes the ball 80 yards for a touchdown. People are probably today saying, well, we should, the Lions had them on the ropes. They should have just gone for 2 and tried to get the win then.
Look, man, I don't know who's calling. It looked like Joe Barry took over that last drive. They literally let you guys drive down the field in 3 plays to even put yourself in that winning position. Right. And then before that, the whole mismanagement of throwing passes, that's a Mike McCarthy. I always thought that was Aaron Rodgers that always wanted to pass. But Mike McCarthy showed that, I mean, you should have ran the ball and forced you guys to use your timeouts, run the clock down to the last 30 seconds, and you guys would have never even got anywhere near the end zone.
But when they about it, when Lions played dirty and actually Cowboys got called for tripping, but it was Hutchinson tripping, but the Cowboys players got it for he got a flag on it. That actually helped the Lions for that drive. They should have been called on the fucking Lions, not the fucking Cowboys.
Did you open the P?
So that's why I thought it was the right call. I just don't.
I think they're trying to make up for it. I think they're trying to make up for it.
I don't think we would have won in overtime. I liked our odds to get 2 yards more than beating Dallas in overtime.
I could also see in the moment, Dan Campbell is the kind of guy that is trying. He's kind of like a hype man, and he's trying so desperately to prove something because the Lions franchise overall has been shit on by everybody for so many years. But I can see, even though the penalty happened and then they went back 5 yards and then forward 5 yards again, right? All this shit was happening. I can see why instead of saying, hey, let's just go to overtime, he's already conjured up all of this energy into this one thing. He's already gone to his team and been like, no, this is what we're doing. I'm winning the fucking game now. I could really see that this is how this all transpired. He already made that decision in his head. So
he actually said, Nick, at the start of that drive, he said
before the drive,
when they took the ball, John, he said, I told my team at the start, I said, hey, I've got complete confidence in you. We're going to go down and get a touchdown. And when we do, we're going to go for 2 and we're going to win this thing. So he was sticking to his word. He called it at the start of the drive.
Because John's on it. A lot to be said.
You're showing faith over his offense. I know.
There's a lot to be said about not wanting to lose any trust out of your guys whatsoever. So if you did flip the script in that one moment, you're like, hey, let's kick the field goal now. Everyone kind of goes, You kind of bullshitted us, Coach. I thought we were going for the win, right?
Yeah, he kind of, if anything, maybe he shouldn't have said it. He should have at the start just said, "Hey guys, don't worry, go down. We'll score a touchdown. We're going to take this into overtime and we'll win it." He kind of trapped himself. Once he said that, I don't think he could really pull out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a something that I think Eberflus would do. I could see him doing that.
Eberflus, yeah.
But okay, I don't know. You as a fan, do you like when he does that kind of stuff? I mean, before the halftime, he did the same thing. You guys could have kicked a field goal instead. You guys went.
No, I wanted to kick a field goal, man.
I thought that was a bad decision.
Yeah, that was a bad decision. I thought it was a terrible decision.
The fake punt worked this time, though. That was a great fake punt.
That was a beautiful fake punt. We didn't get any points off it. I mean, he's a gambler. No one bets 1,000. No gambler's going to win all of them. So you got to kind of, either overall you like it or you don't like it. And if you like it, you got to know sometimes you won't like it. It's the same thing with having a conservative coach. Like, you look at the Bears. The Bears absolutely dominated us for like 58 minutes. We had all they had to do was the coach got so conservative. They had the ball with like a minute left. They were up by two scores, and he just runs 3 predictable runs into the middle of the line, which we shut down, and then we end up winning the game. Ask a Bear fan, would you kind of wish that Eberflus had been a bit more risky there? They'd probably say yeah.
That's what happened. I mean, Dallas totally went to some sort of prevent, and you guys just Goff had less than 200 yards, and he finished the game with 260 or something because he just marched down the field.
Exactly, they invited us to do it. And in overtime, they probably wouldn't have played that same defense, right?
Bro, exactly. No, I don't understand why they even switched to it. Why didn't they go right? I mean, they just made Goff give up an interception for the second time. They should have went straight back to that fucking hard-nosed shit they were doing.
We got people that got to go. We got stuff coming up. We got people that are about to bounce. So I want to get their opinions real quick before they do leave. Go ahead. I'm going to go with Ian. Go ahead and tell us what you think about that whole entire thing with Dallas.
I mean, so overall, just bad officiating the entire time, but again, from a defensive standpoint, it just doesn't make sense to play prevent. When you have one of the best front sevens in the league, you play hard-nosed defense, and you make the QB look sloppy. You play prevent, you give him all the time in the world to make something happen.
Yeah. But what do you think about the call and everything that transpired on the 2-point conversion?
Oh, it's a whole just situation that it's a fuck up. It just is. Honestly, I think in a play like that, in that situation, you got to give Detroit that call. But I mean, I feel like no matter which way you look at it, one side just gets totally fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so let's go ahead. Thanks, Ian. Go ahead, Ada. Why don't you tell us what you think about this whole entire thing that transpired?
When it came to that final play, that 2-point conversion moment, I thought Detroit had the right idea about going for it at the time. And Dallas was not fully prepared for it. And I just felt the calls, the ref calls, I personally agree with Detroit that they got robbed in some ways. Just let whatever, the man himself, he was right where he was supposed to be. He reported in, and they should have let that play go, and Detroit should have had that play, should have won that game.
But you think that you after hearing about all the trickery, you still think that way?
Yeah, to some degree, I felt. I said it before. It seems like this is a normal thing. Detroit is always going to be. It's always going to be Detroit versus the ref, more so than their opponent.
They'll learn from this. The learning experience.
I think one thing that is happening is there's a prisoner of the moment kind of emotional state of why people are reacting or feeling the way they are in a type of sense. Because what's not being talked about is Dallas, who was scorching them passing the ball that game, especially with CeeDee Lamb, had 23 seconds in a timeout left. So
who's got burned bad.
Yeah, who's to say if they get that 2-point conversion that Dallas doesn't go down in 3 passes real quick and kick a field goal and win the game?
Exactly, because that's what Detroit did.
Now, do I think, look, personally, if I'm just being completely honest, I think the refs could have held the flag on that one. It was so like, because look, they're saying that number 70 was covered up, but the receiver is like, he is covering him up, but he's kind of not. Like when you look at the side view, they're also saying that what's his name was a right tackle or a right guard, but that means that you have two right guards then, and then a right tackle. See, to me, it's like there's just so much shit that transpired in that whole. I think you could have just let it go. In my opinion, like I don't know, it was a weird play. So, welcome. Is it Janae? I want to say it right.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Right on. So we're actually our Lions friend actually just bounced. But what did you think about the Cowboys-Lions game in that 2-point conversion?
Well, let me start off. I live in Dallas, so you know shit got real here. My husband's a Dallas fan, but I'm with the real champions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought it was smart for Detroit to try and do, but then when I heard everything that was said about the play, I was kind of like, it could have gone either way. But to be fair, the officiating has been trash on everyone this whole season. And most of the Dallas games, because, you know, I have to watch them with the hubby, they don't get a fair shake with their own referees in their own damn stadium. They get more penalties than any other team in their own stadium, to be real.
Fair enough. Since your husband's a Cowboys fan, what does he think about Green Bay potentially playing Dallas in the first round?
He's like, look, he's like, it's gonna be a good game. We have a lot of young.
Loss now.
We have a lot of young guys, and it's gonna be interesting to face McCarthy, and it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, what we can really do. Because I'm curious to see what we can really do. Because honestly,
same old McCarthy. We're gonna spank him like everybody else does. We're gonna break that. If we face them in the playoffs, we're gonna break that home winning streak shit. We're gonna snap that 16 or 17 game thing right in pieces.
You want to know what's the scary part about it? This offense, we never seen it full strength yet. We're just scratching the surface.
There you go.
We're just scratching the surface right now. We haven't seen this thing in full strength yet. Wait till Musgrave's back. Wait till
we get a defense.
Everybody. Oh my God.
We haven't even seen him like half strength this year.
No.
Like, there's so many injuries. It's ridiculous.
Everybody's stepping up. Bull Mountain.
Yeah, when we get a real defense, we'll be nasty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and let's be clear about something. Everybody can only develop and get better when it comes to chemistry they built from this season.
Exactly. They're going to get better and better.
Yeah, so I just want to point out that Green Bay has won 9 of the last matchups against the Cowboys. I love playing against the Cowboys because every time everyone goes, the Cowboys will definitely win. They don't.
They don't.
Now, let's actually move on. That's nice. Aaron Jones signed jersey. I love it.
Thank you. I got to meet him in person. He signed it for me when I went to one of his camps that he was hosting here in Texas, because, you know, he's based out of El Paso, and he has a restaurant, and it's called Showtime, and the food is good, and
that's awesome.
They do it big for Green Bay games. It's a blast. It's a blast. You got to check it out. They want to know your opinion on us possibly facing you, the Cowboys, for playoffs. As a Dallas fan,
well, the things that guy's a really cool dude, and he played at UTEP, so he was in Texas. Oh, hey, go ahead. I guess here's the Cowboy husband, huh?
The Cowboy husband is here. All right, so the Packers have beat us quite a bit in the past decade.
We own you guys.
True that.
So we're ready for payback.
No, it's
get out of here. Get out of here. Bye-bye.
You see the trade? He's gonna take your playoffs, and we're gonna destroy your playoff hopes.
Well,
he says we're gonna destroy your playoff hopes.
I hope we face Detroit in the first round, but there's a chance with Dallas.
What it comes down to now is if you face the Cowboys again, the big difference is you're not going to see Aaron Rodgers at QB this time.
Nope.
No, we got something better.
Don't do that.
We got something better. We got J Love. We got something better. We got J Love. We got Aaron Jones.
Don't do that.
We got a
Since you
scrambler.
did show the Aaron Jones signed jersey, I just want to mention everybody out there. I believe it was tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Jordan Love is doing a signing. So if anybody can get out there to Green Bay and do these signings with Jordan Love, then go do it. But I got a Jordan Love signed jersey from the signing tomorrow. And I got to tell you, I think after the last few games, that value has doubled. This dude.
Easily.
I was on all sorts of sites where you buy, you buy memorabilia and stuff. And I saw his stuff going for $800 a pop. I was like, man, Jordan Love is on the up and up. So get his signature.
Listen, I'll give credit where credit is due. I'm not going to discredit the man. But let's be clear. Let's not act like Rodgers didn't do a lot for this franchise.
No, he
and
did.
let's not act like he was a bum and that he didn't do nothing. I will not tolerate.
Nobody said that. You're not going to find anybody in this room that says that Rodgers was a
You'd
bum.
be surprised at how many so-called Packer fans.
Well, it was time to move on. It was time to move on from him. It was time to move on.
It was time to move on, but it was sad to see him move on. I wanted him to stay
But there's a difference between moving on and being flat out disrespectful.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Understood. And
I'm awful. This whole section in my closet is Green Bay wear. This whole stuff is Packer. This whole side of my closet is Packer wear.
There you
go.
All right. Well, if there was anything I was going to want to touch up on our game last night, to think how ironic is it that last night we ended 2023 the same way we started off, like
right.
We destroyed the Vikings the first day of January in 2023, and now
We
you
did.
see us. We beat them just as bad last night.
Yeah, we did beat them. We did beat them like we stole something. We did.
That's 2 seasons in a row. The second game we spanked them like they was. I mean, and last year they was like the division champs.
Yep.
You mean the division chumps?
Yeah. They more like they were one and done in the playoffs for sure. And
I'm
The Lions are going to be too.
We were talking about chemistry a minute ago, and I actually want to touch on that because yesterday was the first time that we had a receiver go over 100 yards or even get to 100 yards in a game. Now, a lot of people are trying to make that as a negative. I personally don't see it as a negative. First of all, we have first and second year receivers. Second of all, this means that Jordan Love is distributing the ball to everyone.
Yeah.
This means
Exactly.
Jordan Love has such great sight. He's able to read defenses so well. He goes through his progression so well that he throws it to everyone and anyone that is open for the catch. That's what that means to me.
You was checked out and saw everything.
Hey, another thing you got to say that means is that Green Bay's wide receiver room is very deep, just as much too.
Yeah.
I think wide receiver wise, we have the best room out there because even when these guys get hurt, we just put in another guy and we're not missing
And
a
they
step.
step up.
Yeah.
It's like we can interchange our wide receivers. It doesn't matter who's in there. I mean, Watson's been out for 4 weeks, but we missed the threat of the long ball, but it hasn't stopped us from our offense moving down the field and putting up 30 points a game.
Well, it's something too, like this guy says here about Aaron Jones. I mean, since he came in, man, that really helps out this offense.
Oh, man, dude. He almost averaged at 9 yards a carry, it looks like, out there during some of these games.
Hey,
That man is like the mojo of offense. He really is.
Yeah. And every announcer always say, whenever Aaron Jones is out there on the field for Green Bay, he's always a difference maker.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And attitude and vibe, everything.
It's not just that either. He opens it up for A.J. Dillon to have success. Now,
Exactly. It's like Batman and Robin. You got
Yeah,
Batman
yesterday-
that'll start it and Robin will finish it.
A.J. Dillon has been struggling to get a high carry average. Yesterday he was breaking through the line and getting a lot more yards per carry than he usually does. So you know why? Because Aaron Jones was already breaking their defense open with what he was doing. Now you just pound it right up their ass like we did yesterday. Even Patrick Taylor was getting through the line a few times because of what Aaron Jones had already established. Now, when you do those things with the 3 wide receivers or 3 running backs that we have, mainly our 2 running backs, that's why Jordan Love was throwing dimes to open receivers all fucking night.
Bro, it was.
And
He
and
was.
also, and let's
What's up,
and
Joe?
let us be honest about that game. What you can also say about that game is that the Vikings defense was not doing anything that Jordan Love didn't already see before in the first game. This offense was much more organized and much more efficient than it was in that last game, where Jordan Love, he knew where the pressure was coming from, and he didn't flinch or fold one time.
He looked like a 4-year pro out there, man.
I have to agree with you. He's learning to throw under pressure, and Aaron was pretty good at that, and he's learning too. He's learning how to throw under pressure, and that's very important.
That's one thing he's progressed before the snap. He's progressed a lot before the snap, especially Matt LaFleur as well. I feel has progressed before the snap with all the motions and all the movement that he started to create. Now, Jordan Love, I swear it's like the last 6-7 weeks. Every game in these last 6 to 8 weeks, I'll say, there's a moment that I can remember where Jordan Love moves one of his guys or tells him right there, picks up the blitz immediately. Jordan Love then has a clean pocket and is able to make. That's
true.
It's been happening.
He's out there. Stop. He's calling. He's directing traffic.
He knows what the defense wants to do. He knows what they're going to do.
He's
getting good at it. I mean,
He's coming into his own.
Well, and that's one thing. Aikman was talking about that. He's like, you could tell he knows what he's doing. He's reading the defense, and he knows what they're giving him before he snaps the ball.
Lord, he said the A word.
But I'm sorry. That man, he knows how to call a game.
I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to you next, Joe. A-Dub, go ahead and finish what you were gonna say, but then we'll go to Joe, the Chiefs fan.
I was gonna say it's just Jordan Love reading everything from the defense. And another thing I would have to say, when it came to how Jordan Love started out, I felt the biggest improvement he had to make out there on the field was his decision making in that pocket.
Yeah,
it's a matter of put the ball in the right place and don't force nothing that isn't there for your offense.
I mean, he's already out of different play, and
so I mention all this because there are a lot of great quarterbacks that it's not just that they were great after the snap. Guys like Peyton Manning were great before the snap, and that was a lot of what made him so great. He had such a higher IQ and knew what the defense was doing before they even did it. That is a lot. There's a lot to be said for something like that. Joe, what do you think about Jordan Love at this point, especially after last night's game, man?
I think he's right where he's supposed to be. Like he's developing well. I think next year he's gonna make another step forward. And, it's like you'll probably make the playoffs next year and win a few playoff games or possibly.
We're making it this year, Joe.
Well, but I'm saying, like, do you really expect him to take you to the Super Bowl this year?
Hell no.
No, Joe. But don't tell Jordan Love that. Don't tell Jordan Love that. He don't know that, Joe. You get in the playoffs, it's like a brand new season. You just gotta play what's in front of you.
My point was he's progressing exactly like you hoped he would.
Joe said it. We're going to the Super Bowl, guys.
Hey, on a side note. Could I want to share a story with you real quick because it pretty much encapsulated the whole Raiders season for me. And it was something that just happened in my life right now. Let me finish the story.
Jackie too?
No, let me finish the story and then I'll tell you the explanation and then it'll make perfect sense, all right? So, my daughter has been constipated for like the last 2 days, right? And she went to the bathroom and like, I guess there was like a spider in the bathroom. So she was afraid. So she dropped a giant shit right on my mudroom floor, right? Giant log on my mudroom floor. Okay. Now, how does that compare to the Raiders, right? Well, let me tell you, because the Raiders have been constipated for a long fucking time and they had everything they wanted. They had the toilet right in front of them and they took a giant shit on the floor yesterday. That's exactly what happened, dude. They had everything. They had the playoffs in front of them. They had to keep AP. They had all of it, and they dropped the fucking log right on the mudroom floor.
Can you tell Joe's a Raiders fan?
Die hard.
Yeah,
Die hard, dude. And most of the time, it's the die part because they fucking kill me every time. Like the good news is we're gonna get a quarterback in the draft. I'm almost positive they're gonna.
I heard that we're trading Clifford over.
What about
Clifford's coming over by you guys?
Hey, Joe, as you say that, are you comfortable with the guy you got now as your new guy you got now as your coach, though?
Yeah, I like AP. I want to keep AP. I don't put the blame on him so much for the loss yesterday. I think the problem, if you look at since AP became the coach, and really, I mean, honestly, it goes back to even it's not since AP's been the coach. It's been this entire season. The offense has just had so many stretches in games, long stretches without scoring, and it's just too long. The stretches are too long. The defense has to play most of the game, and the defense has bailed our ass out several times this season, and this time they just couldn't do it. Like credit to the Colts, like they had a good offensive game plan. I thought Minshew played pretty well, and I thought like they did a good job with our pass rush, giving Minshew time to find guys in scramble drills and stuff. Jonathan Taylor had a good game, and we didn't offensively. Like it was 14-3 at the half. I thought Aiden did a good job in the second half, but still in the second half, there's too many 3-and-outs. There's too many stretches without scoring. So I think he's a good backup at this point. Like I would be happy to have him as our backup, but we have to go get one in the draft or in free agency. And I'm hoping the draft, because I don't want to go pay $35 million for Kirk Cousins or somebody else. I want to get.
That's who you're gonna get, man. Kurt's coming, buddy. Kurt's coming.
I already got a trade for Justin Fields.
He's coming, buddy.
Justin Fields is one option that I wouldn't be if the price was right, meaning like a third round pick or lower. I wouldn't be against it because he can come in and compete. But either way, even if we did draft or trade for Justin Fields, I would still want to draft one in the draft in the first round.
I want to ask you one hypothetical. After the season that you've seen, there's only one more game. It really doesn't matter at this point for you guys, right? After what you've seen from both the Raiders and the Packers, do you think the Raiders would have made the playoffs this year if Jordan Love was their quarterback?
30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I think so. I think Love is certainly an upgrade over what we have, but I'm not going to sit here and say like, I know you guys love him, and you think he's like going to be the next Aaron Rodgers or whatever.
He's
but
okay.
No, he's going to be better. He's going to be better. Better.
I'm gonna hold off on crowning with you.
Bro, you don't understand. Jordan Love is like the baby of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre together. You see, I mean, that's what he's going to be. He's going to be the greatest quarterback ever. We just keep getting better. It just keeps getting better, bro.
Split between, like, if Mahomes, Brady, and Jesus Christ had a baby, it would be Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. He's got the name Love. You hear it? It's in the name. Love. Love.
May I touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Jordan Love is Jordan Love. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. Brett Favre is Brett Favre. But it's the longevity of it's kind of like, I guess Star Wars. You know how you learn the Jedis and stuff, right? If you keep learning under a master Jedi, you're only going to be as good, or if not better, than the master you learned from.
Exactly.
So, I
maybe
will say
in the
this.
mental aspect of the game, but
I will say this: you can't throw water on shit and call it gravy. But
I like that. That's a good one.
Jordan
never heard
Love
that one before.
is developing into a quarterback that we can respect and be proud of.
No,
absolutely.
He's got more work. He's got more work to do, but he'll get there one game at a time.
His numbers are already his first year numbers are already better than Favre and Rodgers.
True that. Respect. I will put respect on his name.
Like,
I won't do that to him.
Respectable, and he's respectable, and I think you guys are going good places, but he's got more work to do before I'm going to see it.
Well, bro, they all had more work to do. They all did. But I'm just saying, his first year prospects put up against our best prospects that we've already had. He's already doing
I see
great
what you're
things.
saying.
We
He's
got
saying that
one of the best
he's beating him, and he may be even greater. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
There's nothing saying that he's not going to be better than these guys. He's already shown he's already better than these guys. I'm not saying I want him to be as good as these guys. I want him to be him. But it's looking to me like he's going to be better than these guys.
And can we fire Joe Barry?
Amen. Amen. Fire Joe Barry.
He should have been gone like 3 seasons ago.
Let's move to this next topic that's similar to Jordan Love being successful. Do you guys think if Jordan Love continues to play like this and continues to be better and ends up being great, let's just pretend hypothetically this happens. Do you think that the rest of the league starts to try to mimic what it is that Green Bay is doing in developing franchise quarterbacks? Because
they all do, because
get thrown in immediately and they get destroyed because
Hey,
of it.
Nick,
Can I say one thing?
can I throw something out there?
Go ahead.
This is okay. This trend is really a new trend. This thing of drafting a quarterback overall in the first round and throwing him right in the fire.
I know, because in the 80s they used
In
to
the
do it
80s
like
and
Green Bay
90s,
does.
the guy would sit for 3, 4, 5 years under the
But
starter, and he would develop.
It's new
And they
to
didn't
the
have
new
this
age
problem.
football, though. It's still unique to the new age football right now.
We
because
don't do
we're
it
the
just
only
with
ones that
quarterbacks. We do it with all our players. All our players we fucking draft and we develop.
So do
all
you
our
think the
players,
rest of
every
the
position.
league looks at, if Jordan Love is successful, looks at us what we did with Jordan Love
No.
and Aaron Rodgers, etc., and then they start moving back to that again?
No, I don't, and I'll tell you why. Because teams aren't thinking about 5 years from now. They're trying to.
They're thinking about right now.
They're thinking about right now. So they're so short-sighted that teams are going to continue to draft the quarterback in the first round, and if he doesn't do well, they're going to call him a bust, and he'll be out of the NFL. Instead of taking 2 or 3 years to develop a guy.
Him. Yep.
Unfortunately,
but at the same time,
look,
don't you think that's why there's the Bears, the Cardinals, the Panthers right now?
I do, Nick. I do think that's why. But I'm just telling you, the game has changed, and unfortunately, it's changed for the worse in that aspect because fans are. I blame the fans because fans are not patient anymore. Fans are not looking at the
Yeah, but how are the fans changing the narrative? I don't get that.
Because
well,
what do owners build teams?
Well, the fans control the money.
Who your team is, what money you make.
Fans
it's all about
control
money.
The money.
Okay, so Green Bay, they're sold out for the next like 30 years, man.
Yeah, but Green Bay is an outlier, dude. Like you always see Green Bay fans.
What do you mean they're outlier?
Everyone else.
Maybe everybody should follow. I mean, we got the most championships. We don't have a team owner. We have a conglomerate of a team owner.
The point being, Green Bay is in a unique situation in more than one way. Like they're owned by fans or a large group of people. Number one. Number two, they have 30-year waiting lists for season tickets, right? Like those are well-known facts, but not every team is that. If you're looking at the Panthers, for example.
All right, let's use the Cowboys as an example. They don't put a quarterback on a 3-year wait list. They went right from Tony Romo. He got injured straight into fucking Dak, who had 13 wins his first year, and he's been the fucking starter ever since, and hasn't looked back.
But how many times does that happen, though?
To be fair, Dak Prescott was supposed to sit by Romo for at least a year or two.
I understand that, but it didn't happen. No one sits their quarterback. That's not the mentality. That's why I don't think as many teams are successful because they don't follow that.
I totally agree with you. Like you and I are saying the same thing. Like teams are not doing it when they should be. We both think they should be.
Yes.
Right, but I'm telling you
they can
that
try.
the unfortunate
They can try.
truth of the matter is that the league has changed in that most teams are not going to do that. They're not going to do that because sitting a quarterback that you drafted in the first round is not going to put butts in seats this year.
No,
and that's what they care about.
Well,
and also I was gonna.
Joe, the Raiders should have sat O'Connell behind Jimmy G for 3 years. We hear what you're saying.
Not the quarterback to be
How long did Purdy sit behind? How long did Purdy sit? A year?
No, not even. He started his rookie season because everyone.
And look, he's in the MVP. I mean, that goes against the argument. This is why we have this problem because, I mean, now Purdy's in the MVP argument after not even a year sitting.
Okay, but
Guilford
is
can come
Brock
back from
Purdy
retirement and win with the Niners, man.
What?
Is Brock Purdy an MVP on any other team?
I don't believe so.
I don't think he is. Exactly, bro. I think you could put a lot of guys in there. You might even be able to put Fields in there, and he could probably do what Purdy's doing.
Hey, let me put it to you like this. Hey, I'm gonna take one from Janae right now, because to me, Brock Purdy is putting water on shit and calling it gravy. That's what it is.
There you go.
Man, that's an analogy that will not leave this show now.
I got another one. You can't piss in the cup and call it lemonade.
Yeah, that's it.
Either way, dude, I'm telling you, because Brock Purdy would not be an MVP candidate on any other team right now.
Oh no. Oh no.
And I was trying to mention, and to go back to what you said about Dallas, I was going to mention one big difference from Dak from any other QB is that he wasn't a first round pick.
Nope.
Well, but it's still mine. It doesn't change the fact that he didn't even sit a year, and he's been starting ever since.
Yeah, but how many guys actually do that though? How many?
Well, that's what I mean. Now look, Brock Purdy's in there. What about what's his name from Jacksonville, Trey Lawrence, and what about the dude from the Chargers?
Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Okay, so you just named four guys, and there's 32 teams in the NFL. So
I understand. I'm just saying that's how that's how the last like 3 quarterback classes have been, man. It's been like these guys are like being drafted to start instantly, and that's how it's gone.
Who was it? Your love class? Wasn't it Herbert?
One thing to be said about that, for most fans and most teams, them first round picks are expected to be instant impact players right away.
So see, it is fan driven. It is fan driven. The reason why the league goes this way. Right. Because look, we set our first year starter behind. I mean, we had Aaron Rodgers. Now, if these teams realized and like developed their quarterbacks, they would have an Aaron Rodgers that they could sit a guy behind for 3 years. But then you got the fans going, why did you waste it? Because this is what we did to Aaron. I mean, we all said it. Why did you draft a first round pick in Jordan Love when you have Aaron Rodgers already on your fucking roster?
They always draft a quarterback when they don't need one.
Yeah, well, but look how it served us. Look how it served us for the last 30 seasons.
Well,
the last 3 decades. You can't argue with it.
No, you can't argue with it. They should be sitting quarterbacks. And if the Raiders drafted a quarterback in the first round this year, I would want to sit him for a year at least. I would let Eden play another year and just let the dude sit. But I don't know if Eden is the right guy to be mentoring him, though. That's the thing.
The Flora was actually watching Love in high school. He was watching him ever since then. He liked him over. And he followed him through college. He wanted him. So they seen him. They wanted 200 players before him. They were gone. Love was there, and they picked him because that's what LaFleur wanted. He wanted to groom him, and that's what he's done.
So
also, you know, I gotta say that there's another reason that they're not sitting quarterbacks anymore, and it's because of the collective bargaining agreement. Because of the 5th year option, teams aren't going to sit a guy for 3 years and not know what they have going into the 4th year, and then have the 5th year option on the table and not know what they have. Like they want to know right away if the guy
they're working with, if they're workable. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So A-Dub, go ahead.
So the collective bargaining agreement also.
And then I'll touch it to the next subject.
All right. To follow up on what you said about at the time that we drafted Jordan Love, you got to think everybody had their short-sightedness to think about Green Bay. At the time we drafted Jordan Love, Green Bay was in a position where it was supposed to have been win-now mode. We're so close to where we was at the time. We were close to where we could have won another Super Bowl with Rodgers when we had him. It was like, that draft should have been more dedicated to us getting the help to get there, as opposed to just thinking about long-term future planning. Like, was that moment the right time to think about that?
Well, if Jordan Love ends up winning a Super Bowl in the future at any point, I'll take it. I'll be.
Yeah, because it looks like he's going that direction.
Now
they seen something in that kid, and they wanted him, and they drafted him.
I think that Joe touched on something that is very valuable that a lot of teams don't have. If Jordan Love ends up being great, we have now a third mentor for the next quarterback that we want to groom, which It's really hard to find that for any team that you are. It's very rare that you have a Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, or even, let's say, a Phillip Rivers, for example, that can sit there, teach the next quarterback what it is that you're supposed to do. Because you can see when Jordan Love plays and when he throws the ball, he clearly learns some shit from Aaron Rodgers. Like, you can see
He did. You could tell, like, especially when he's under pressure, you see how he twists his body in the footwork, and then when he throws his arm, you can tell he learned that. He learned that from the Jedi. Like I said, it's kind of like, you have one teacher here, you learn from that. You have another teacher here, you learn from that. And then if you throw it in with your own swag on top of what you learned.
And it's not.
I know damn well watching inside the or watching Hard Knocks this last year. What with Rodgers on there? If he mentored those quarterbacks, like I know he probably did in Green Bay. I mean, he's all about being a Green Bay quarterback for his career, and helping the younger guys is part of what his job was. And I don't see why Jordan Love didn't learn stuff from him. There's no way he couldn't have in 3 years.
Well, one thing I can see that Jordan Love learned, and I said this earlier, is before the snap. What he's doing with the blocking scheme, pointing out the mic, pointing out the blitzer. I know because it looks just like Aaron Rodgers when he did it.
Hey, Nick, but let me bounce off of that. So Aiden O'Connell has been getting a lot of shit, right? People like to clown and say like, "Oh, he sucks" or this and that. But let's look at his position though, right? Who does he have there to mentor him? Number one, he has a defense.
Jimmy Garoppolo, baby.
Exactly. My point is just proved. He has Jimmy Garoppolo to mentor him, right? He's a 4th round draft pick that got thrown in the fucking fire in the middle of the season with no off-season reps. I think the dude's done pretty well considering the circumstances. Yeah. I'm not saying that he's going to be like a starting quarterback.
Either sink or swim.
And you know what? I'm gonna be honest.
I think he. I wouldn't say he sucks. I wouldn't say he swam, but I wouldn't say he drowned either. I'd say he treaded water.
Right.
Which is impressive for what he had to deal with in the season. Meaning, like he had no mentor. He had a first-time ever quarterbacks coach as his offensive coordinator. There was a lot going against him. Let's just put it that way.
True.
Yeah, definitely. You could say O'Connell got trial by fire right away when it came to not having.
I mean, let's be honest. His physical limitations. His physical limitations into that. Like if he had a strong mentor and he had a strong coaching staff and stuff like that, you might be able to alleviate some of his physical limitations or at least game plan to kind of counteract them. But when you have a new coach, a new offensive coordinator, a 4th round rookie quarterback with no offseason, and now you're throwing him in the fire, and he has the physical limitations like
he got Devontae Adams.
Yeah, but when you have the physical limitations that he has, like he cannot run to save his life, dude. That's just
why would you draft someone who can't run?
Because they like the way he throws, I guess.
Well, okay, but then you can't complain if he can't run. They knew that going in. Jordan Love can run. You see the man; he can run and throw.
If
He's got Goff 2.0. He's got Goff 2.0.
What, John?
He's got Goff 2.0. Can't run.
If you can't run, man, then you got to hope your O-line. You better buy a lot of steak dinners and hope your O-line protects.
I was about to say that.
I want a fresh perspective, real quick, Joe, and just be completely honest. Did you see what happened on that 2-point conversion with the Lions and the Cowboys?
No, actually, I missed that game.
Okay.
No way, Joe. You missed that?
Dude, I'm telling you, I have
it's the most controversial call yet of the season, bro.
One of many.
There's been lots of controversial calls this season. So
listen.
No, this is the most controversial yet. They got evidence of the guys walking up, and then we had Hubert on here, and he there was trickery afoot.
What? They got evidence of what?
Dan Campbell had the toilet in front of him, and he shit on the floor. Is what happened.
That's what happened.
Pretty much.
Hey, I'm telling you, man. Sometimes kids teach you lessons about life through the funniest things, don't they?
Fix it for kids.
So let's go ahead. Let's move to the last part.
I'm never going to forget that story, Joe.
Let's talk about this.
It's a pretty good story.
Weekend. We have the Packers playing against the Bears to go to the playoffs. If the Packers win, they go to the playoffs no matter what happens.
It's Joe's story all over again.
If they lose, if the Packers lose, there still is a way to make the playoffs. It's just very unlikely. But if the Green Bay Packers beat the Bears this weekend again, then we go to the playoffs in Jordan Love's first starting year. Now, the Bears have obviously been looking a lot better lately. They have. There's no denying that. The
That's
Packers
true.
are dramatically better than they were week 1. So, what is it that you guys are expecting in this game?
Packers are going to win.
A thorough ass kicking, a thorough ass whooping, just like we gave the Vikings yesterday.
Honestly,
Same thing.
dude, like there's a couple teams in the NFC that are on upset watch in the playoffs, dude. Like I think Philly's vulnerable. So if you guys could draw Philly, I could actually see you guys winning that game. I mean, your defense needs to step it up, but
Is it true if we could still get the 6 seed if we win and then and the Rams actually lose, we could get the 6?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can. We can.
So then we would face the Lions. You know that, right? If we got the 6 seed, probably because the Lions are locked for 3.
We're more likely going to face the Cowboys.
Bro.
I think we
well,
can
I like your chances in either of those games.
Yeah, I do too.
Dallas has a history of kicking the dog in the
How about
playoffs.
them Cowboys? We gonna ride them like bitches.
Yeah,
Like, I
well,
wouldn't be surprised. I think I told you already. I think that there's a couple NFC teams that are like on upset watch. They could be one and done. I think the Cowboys are one of them. I think the Eagles are one of them.
The Lions are definitely one of them.
The Eagles have got to be one of them, bro. They have been looking sketchy for the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're
and even Kansas City barely squeaked by, man. Kansas City's another.
They've been exposed. They're frauds.
Kansas City's going to be one and done, I think.
That's what I think too, bro. You're right.
Kansas, and the reason why Kansas City could be one and done is going to be because of that wide receiving core that Patrick Mahomes is playing against. They are mid just like any other. Like, I just felt like if you ain't got no other target that you can throw to outside of your tight end being Travis Kelce, you're in trouble.
Actually,
Pretty much.
A-Dub, I'm gonna throw something else.
I agree
out
with
there.
you, A-Dub.
I think I don't think you're wrong. I think that their wide receiving core is weak, but I think Kelce is also starting to decline, and people aren't really saying it. But
There's nothing wrong with
Kelce
that either.
No, but I'm just he's like 34, 33. Like he's at that age where people start to decline. And
But it's not his age that's making him decline, sweetheart. It's something
Bro, it's his girl, bro. It's he's got a Swiftie. He's got the real deal, bro.
Hey, Taylor Swift,
and she's all in. You see her cheering at the game, hardcore fan. She's acting like a hardcore fan.
You didn't act like that because the Packers
so I'm pretty sure Kelsey's like, you know what? I don't even really care about football at this point because if I get in with Taylor, I'm set.
He's set for life, bro.
You never have to worry about nothing again.
I quit.
Bro,
all you gotta do is just lay that.
Bro, his followers went up 500 million as soon as he started fucking dating her. He's got his jersey with the top 5. Yep. His jersey with the top 5 because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So how bad do you think we're gonna beat the Bears by? I'm saying by at least
we'll
by
get
15.
to that. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm gonna get score predictions.
I think with the game, I expect us all gas, no breaks. I want full 4 quarters of offense and defense.
Yeah.
I'm going to need defense to stop being soft like Charmin paper and get it together. I'm going to need offense to look alive and handle their business.
Exactly.
So if we beat
you
the Bears,
want it, go get it.
If we beat the Bears and we go to the playoffs,
it's in our hands.
I think that the other NFC teams view us in a similar way that the AFC teams view the Bills.
They don't see us as a threat.
I think they view them as like, is that a beatable team?
And
but they sit there and go, do you want to find out if they're beatable though? No, you probably don't want to play that team right now.
Everybody thinks we're trash.
That's what they thought in 2010, bro. When we were the 6th seed, that's what they thought then. We went on the road and destroyed everybody.
I know that everyone nominating the Niners is looking at us going, I kind of don't.
And then we weren't completely healthy at the time when Rodgers got our ring. We weren't healthy at the time.
No, we had the most people
we're not.
we had the most guys on IR, I believe, in history.
We did.
Right?
Hey.
15 guys?
Hey, Nick, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Like, I don't think the Niners are scared of y'all at all. I think
what I
if you
said.
guys...
I don't think the Niners are scared of nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not scared of nobody.
I think if you win a
Maybe the
playoff game
Ravens.
and you draw the Niners,
Yeah.
like, the Niners are not worried about it
But what
at
I
all.
said was everyone not named the Niners, I think, looks
Okay.
at us and goes, I don't want to play them first.
Yeah, I mean, they're unpredictable, but...
Well, they're out. They got the first round bye. That's locked. They got the number 1 lock, so they're not even playing in the first round.
That's why I said if you guys win a playoff game, I don't think, and you guys draw the Niners, I don't think they're worried about it.
And I don't think we're going to look, if we end
And
up
you guys aren't
winning
gonna
our
beat the
first
Niners,
playoff
I'm sorry.
game and we have to play the Niners, I'm already sitting there going, we're going to lose. But I'd like to watch the game still.
I don't know. They didn't look all that great yesterday.
But you know what? Everybody
Right,
thought we were going to get creamed against Minnesota. Everybody thought we were going to get creamed when we played Detroit. So, you know, that's one thing about Green Bay. We're good at being the underdog.
We have the
baby.
talent
We
to
have a
beat
hell of
any
a bite.
team. It's just a matter of showing up.
I'm not even sitting here saying you guys are going to get creamed by the Niners. I'm just saying you're not going to win the game. Like, the Niners this season are on a mission, dude. Like, they've
They
been on
are.
a mission
They
since
are.
week 1.
They've been on a mission for a while, though.
Yeah,
Man, I heard that before.
But this year, it's...
When we went 15-1, we was on a mission.
They didn't
And what did it do for us? Nothing.
There's another team on a mission that actually looks better than the Niners, in my opinion, and that would be the Ravens, man. That team, they are...
Because what they did to Miami, my God.
Yeah, they scraped
Miami
And look,
bad.
shoot, before
They gave him a Joe Jackson ass whooping. What you mean?
And
took him down to the
here's
basement
another.
with Jermaine.
And let me and let
Out
us
of the Niners.
and
they just
hold
got
on,
done
yeah,
whooping on the Niners, too, so...
exactly.
Yeah. But you know what? I honestly think the Ravens look great, but I think once they hit the playoffs, like maybe not in the AFC, I think, you know, the AFC, I think they could probably beat everyone, but in the Super Bowl, if they have to play the Niners, I think you'll see a different game.
Where's the Super Bowl this year? Anybody?
It's in Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah.
Packers and Ravens.
That's perfect. I go to the Super Bowl and Green
Yeah,
Bay
Usher's
goes.
performing.
Usher.
The
Oh, wow.
Niners and Ravens would be a good Super Bowl. It would be
You
a
know
good
the team better.
It was-
You know what the team better than the Ravens?
Who?
The Green Bay Packers.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's right.
So look. Let's
That's right. That's right, Isaac.
Let's get to the Packers and
Oh, that's
the
funny.
Bears,
My
right?
husband's name is Isaac.
Let's be honest about this. In order for the Packers to beat the Bears, it really doesn't matter how good Love in the offense plays. It 100% wanes on the defense. It is all about the defense.
It's all going to come down to it,
I
man.
already know that the offense
Ben
can
Joe
score on
Barry.
them. I already know that.
I swear, if they don't fire Joe Barry,
No, we're firing Joe Barry. Like I said before the show, if the Packers had 12 interceptions this weekend with 8 touchdowns off of them, I still want Barry gone. There's not even one thought in my mind that he should not be gone. The only way that I could see it being okay, fine, for Green Bay holding on to Joe Barry is if somehow Green Bay magically wins the Super Bowl this year. I could see why.
and even still, I want him gone.
Me too. I'm not saying I don't want him gone. What I'm saying is I could see why Green Bay would hold him if that happened.
Got you.
Other than that, dude, this motherfucker needs to be gone, man. So, Isaac, since you're, looks like you just woke up and you decided to join us, why don't you go first on what you're looking at? Green Bay versus the Bears to go to the playoffs, baby. Playoffs!
You know what? The Bears
Playoffs.
always get a couple wins, and they always think they're going to beat the Green Bay Packers. It never happens. I mean, it never plans out the way they planned it out. Oh, anytime they get a win, the first people that they mentioned, the Packers, we're going to beat them. Nah, it never happens like that. I mean, and on top of that, Aaron Jones is playing. Aaron Jones is thinking the Bears kryptonite. You know what I mean?
The Bears killer.
What defense? They could have the 85 Bears out there, and Aaron Jones will slice them up. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, it's always like that. And as far as Joe Barry goes, his contract runs out at the end of the year, so there's no reason to fire him. I mean, if LaFleur was going to do that, he would have did that, a couple of games ago. But his contract is up, so there's no need to fucking.
Well, I understand. There's nobody you could get if we do make a playoff run. you need what you got and who who's running it right now is what you need to go with. They're the most familiar with it, and he has shown that he can fucking make us play right.
Yeah,
but bro, he gets into that prevent.
The coordinator, we could have possibly fired. I mean, that was on our team, but we don't have anymore. That could have possibly taken over if we did fire Barry midseason was Jerry Gray. But Jerry Gray ain't in there.
Playoffs. Playoffs.
Hey, that's the Bears. That's the Bears.
We eliminated the Bears last night with our win.
Two teams at once. It was awesome.
And the funny thing is, even if the Bears happen to beat us, which is not going to happen.
Well, technically, Minnesota's not out.
Yeah, there's like a 3% chance if someone wakes up on the wrong side of the bed that they might get in.
Yeah,
but they're pretty much done.
You said even if the Bears do win somehow, what happened?
The Packers still have a chance to sneak in. Because, we need a lot of help. Yeah,
if we do lose,
and I can tell you the help.
Yeah, we need a few actually to lose.
The help would be, I was going to speak on that. If Green Bay loses, the other teams that have to lose for us to get in would be either Tampa Bay or the Saints, the Seattle Seahawks, and also the Vikings have to get swept by the Lions.
Yeah,
that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, our defense right now, I think, is going to buck and start get together. I think they're going to get together. I really do. I mean, they held that Mullins and Hall, both of them under 200 yards. Both of them combined.
Lord, I miss Darius Smith.
Under 200 yards. And then we hope we all them under 60 yards in rushing.
One good thing about our defense is at least Jair Alexander comes back to play this game.
But is he going to be full? I don't know, man. I'm kind of fishy on that
I think Jared can succeed very well with the guys that we already got out there. We got Valentine, Nixon. To me, it's Eric Stokes that cannot succeed no matter what he does at this point. I think he needs to be gone.
He spends more time hurt like Baccarati.
He's on IR.
He's on IR. He's back for like 20 days now.
That's what I thought. Didn't they IR him?
Yeah, he's on IR.
He's on IR now.
Yeah, so
IR.
He's done.
Toure,
yeah.
Today, Toure.
Yeah, the guy who muffed the punt. Like,
Bo Melton's taking over, right? Hey, I have no problem with that. Bo Melton.
Hopefully, Jaden Reed ends up being okay. He had chest problems before the game. That's what his original injury was. He got hurt again. They said again.
He took some shots, man.
Yeah, he took some. But that's what Minnesota does. If they can't beat you, they'll hurt you.
Yeah.
Well, they was getting their ass whooped.
Did you see that?
Like I said, if they can't beat you, they'll hurt you.
Did you see that meme of Jaden Reed? They did an X-ray of his chest, and inside is a dog. That dog in him.
I do like that Isaac brought up Aaron Jones. He is fully healthy now, and you know what? Because we were beating their ass so bad last night, he didn't even play that much. I mean, he still had 100 yards again.
120 yards in the last two games. He's averaged 120 a game, Bro, going into the Bears game against the best defense against the rush, I like it.
Be careful.
I like it too.
I like our tight end. I like our tight end Kraft and Sims.
Well,
I think we're still being careful.
When it comes...
Because you saw Patrick Taylor have a couple snaps in that game, so I think
we were winning by so much.
I think Jones or Reed is going to score first in the Bears game.
It depends if Reed plays. He might not play this week.
Actually, Patrick Taylor, you saw him a couple snaps between.
I think Reed's all in, bro.
I think Reed's in.
You could be a deep ball to Watson.
And
having Watson back. Watson's going to be back too.
Well, here's something to be said about the Bears. If there's anybody they're going to talk up on the defense that they say has to be accounted for, is going to be their linebackers, T.J. Edwards, that new addition, Montez Sweat, who's definitely helped them out, and even in their secondary is going to be Jalen Johnson or Jawan Brisker. Those guys are guys they'll tell you need to watch out for.
There's two guys you need to run it at. Tremaine Edmonds, he is fucking trash. That guy's horrible. And Eddie Jackson. Run it at those two guys, easy yards all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Aaron Jones seems to find a hole. I don't know how he does it, but he looks like he's slips through the line. I don't know how he does it.
He does that Michael Jackson spin, and then he finds it.
Bro, he just goes right through it. I don't understand how he does it.
I talked about this on Saturday. When you watch A.J. Dillon in the pass that he's given to run, he's only given one hole, and you can see where the hole is. Aaron Jones is given 2 paths, outside and inside, and he's a 1 cut back. If he sees the hole is not open, he makes 1 cut and he decides that and he's gone. He's so quick that it's really hard to run with a guy that quick when he makes that cut on you. That is difficult.
And another thing, too, is that Kraft and that Sims, the other tight end, they're both blocking really well, too, for him.
Yeah.
They're doing that slipstream. They're doing pretending they're going to block and they just get wide the hell open.
Well, with Kraft, he actually does block for a whole second, and then he's gone. He's wide open on the set. We did that twice last night, and he was wide open.
Yeah, he's really good on that slip screen.
That's what we wanted Tanyan to do, but Tanyan ended up just being a bomb, man.
What you call it?
Speaking of
Bears,
we're gonna be seeing Tanyan tomorrow or next week.
Yep.
I hope he's on the field a lot. That guy sucks.
Speaking of the Bears, there's a little record that Jordan Love just set that has to do with the Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. The passing yards and the touchdown.
Yeah.
He had more fumbles than Justin Fields. Oh, wait, no, that's impossible. Who the fuck has more fumbles than Justin Fields?
Yeah,
no,
but he's on that.
But no, in Bears history, no Bears quarterback has ever had 30 touchdowns, and I mean,
over 4,000 yards.
4,000 yards. It's ridiculous. They've never had one in their 110 years of existence.
Never even had 3,900 yards.
You think Musgrave will play this week?
There's a chance, bro.
There's a chance. He looks really healthy.
If not, he's going to be fresh for the playoffs. If we get in, he's going to be fresh for the playoffs.
And he's going to be hungry, too.
Because Kraft has to be accounted for now. He's proven the team that he now needs to be accounted for.
They're going to have to change it. LaFleur's going to have to change his offense for 2 tight ends. He's definitely going to have to.
I don't think he has to change anything because with Sims and Kraft, they're already doing it. You just take Sims out and you put in Musgrave. Musgrave focal point. Dude, Kraft is going to
confuse their defense. They already confused.
You can imagine that film room with DeGuara just watching Kraft take over.
Yeah, but you know what? The way that Kraft talks like a psychopath, I'm sure DeGuara's like, I'm not messing with that guy.
Bro, he's got the mentality of a lineman, but I love his dude. I love how he makes his catches. He runs hard.
He handles his business.
Man.
Well,
I'm tired of watching him try to jump over defenders, though. Like the coaches told him after last week, stop jumping over defenders. You're going to get hurt. You need to put your head down and try through them.
Exactly.
Plow through them.
Because when I watch Tucker Kraft try to hurdle those defenders, I'm more afraid about him catching that low blow shot. Like somebody might hit him in the groin area while he's in the air.
Or did you see how he landed on his tailbone the next week?
Yeah, when he flips like a pretzel. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be hurt.
It's already a tough position.
But our key for defense, too, is Rashawn Gary. The man is a beast.
Rashawn Gary,
And on top of that, he was a Wolverine.
Well, just the pass rush alone has to be strong.
Right? But then at the same time, you better contain Fields in the
stay contained. No, they have to come in and stay contained. But I mean, it's just like it was the Giant game. How many times did we watch the entire pocket collapse on Danny DeVito? I call him Danny DeVito, and he squeaked out.
You know what?
Yeah, and always found that open seam in the middle.
Yes.
DeVito. They've never played DeVito before, so I think that they overcompensated. We've played the Bears a million times. There's guys like Rashawn Gary that's played them a million times. They already know what to do.
Barry's defense always been good against the Bears defense. Bears offenses. So.
Yeah, well, you know what we didn't have though against DeVito was Quay Walker. This time Quay's playing.
That's true.
That's true. He was
hey, but anybody hear about McDuffie? Anybody hear how McDuffie is?
Concussed, so he'll probably be out against the Bears.
No, we really need him.
He had a concussion.
Yeah, that really does suck. McDuffie's been playing well every time he's in.
Yeah, it takes a lot to play after.
And I'm gonna need Clark to stop getting penalties. You're a veteran, bruh. You know better.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and another thing you got to think about in this game is how our corners are going to match up against the likes of Darnell Mooney and DJ Moore.
They have to stop the run. They got to break it down like a fraction. Stop the fucking run. Period.
I thought I heard Mooney was out on the outs, and someone else was in. Equimius Brown.
Now, if I recall, Mooney is playing now. You got him and DJ Moore. That's going to be accounted for at receiver.
And I'm all right with that. We just got done with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison last night.
Yeah.
Our defense did not skip a beat, man.
But Fields can't throw under pressure. All D got to do is put that pressure on that ass.
If we play the way we played last night, we got no problems.
The only guy I'm worried about.
You feel me?
When we go zone defense and then Colt Kmet gets those underneath routes, you know what I mean?
Their offense last night only got 3 points on us. We gave them that 7, man, with the fumble with Toure. If we play like that, the Bears are not going to score on us, and we could win this game with 10 points, honestly.
I think Samori Toure, he was already at the bottom of the depth chart, looking like he may not
in the
recover.
depth chart.
I think after that month, maybe that might be it for him. I'm not even joking. He might be a practice squad guy after that forever.
Well, he's already put on IR. John said they IR'd him.
But I'm talking about for the future. He's already being looked at as you're not talented enough with the receivers that we have to make the room. I think that muff punt might have sealed it for him.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You're only as good as your last play, man, and his last play
was garbage.
He shit the bed.
He's 100%.
And you could say that other receiver we got in the 7th round, Grant DeBoer, he'll eventually get the call to come up.
Yeah. Well, the fact that Wicks and I think Wicks and both
Wicks and Heath.
Yeah, everyone. We're gonna have a full healthy core this last game.
We might keep Bo Melton over fucking
Bo Melton.
Corey.
He did sign him today.
I thought we extended him today.
He did sign him today.
Oh, we did with Bo?
Bo Melton has already done more than Samori Toure has ever done.
Yeah, they put
That's true.
They put Toure on IR. So he's done for the year.
And
Melton.
Yeah, and if anything,
Is Campbell coming back or is he still out?
Questionable, yeah.
I hope he's back with McDuffie being out because we're going to need that presence in the middle.
One of them.
Yeah, we need to.
Ain't nothing wrong with him on that damn jewelry he had on the sideline.
What were you saying?
Just looking pretty. Just looking pretty, collecting his paycheck.
Had on cocoa butter and stuff. You saw his skin all shiny and shit. Dreads all nice. Like the fuck? Like,
hey, Dub, go ahead and go on with what you were trying to say real quick.
Yeah. It was just about Bo. It was just going back to what we were talking about with Bo Melton. Like, if anything I recall saying that was been said about him is that he is just as fast as Christian Watson when it comes to playing the receiver position. So
I think he's faster than Bo Melton.
So look, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and just say the only person that I'm worried about on Chicago, and I'm not joking, this is the only player that I'm actually worried about is Khalil Herbert. That's it. I don't think anybody else is going to kill us. I don't see Valentine getting destroyed. They haven't been getting destroyed all year, and we've been playing the best fucking teams in the league. I just don't see it. Khalil Herbert, I think, can have like 160 yards rushing on us, so I can see it.
We played like we did yesterday, man. I'm telling you, we played the run well. We played the pass great. Everything was on point yesterday. And they're
DJ Slayton's been doing pretty damn good at being a run stopper, man.
The running back they had, he's already put up a couple big games, man. I mean, it's not like he wasn't a threat to like break one.
Yeah, Slayton's been killing it.
Yeah.
So Janae, since you're new, I'll let you go ahead. You're going to start off. You're going to give us your score prediction, and then you're just going to tell us whatever you want to tell us why you're thinking that way.
Okay. Green Bay 27, Chicago 10.
Oh.
And that's it. That's all you want to say? Just
the reason why I say that is because we're hungry. We're trying to prove to everybody that we can do what we can do, and we don't necessarily have to live in the past to get there. I feel like we have a team of young, hungry, thirsty guys that are willing to go out there and get the win. They just have to want it.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let's move it to A-Dub. Go for it.
I'd say Green Bay 31, Bears 17.
I like the 31 part. I like it.
And the reason I could say we might have that kind of game is it's going to depend on if our defense duplicates the performance that we had against the Vikings. I could see us having a bigger margin of victory than that, and also the continued work of the offense with Jordan Love. Like, this team is on, like, so far, somebody said it best, Green Bay is just one of those teams that's on edge with nothing to lose, so they're gonna go all out for this.
Yeah, and this time the whole team really has nothing to lose other than to go out there and just play. Last year, you could say all you want that Green Bay has nothing to lose, but Aaron Rodgers had a lot to lose if he loses that game. Aaron Rodgers has a lot to lose if his stats suck. Aaron Rodgers has a whole legacy that he's trying to preserve and not play like shit. So last year we played scared. This year, I think Green Bay is not scared. They're just going out there and playing. John Dorn.
They don't know better, man. They don't know better. Too young.
That's another thing about it. Like, what is different between right now and from last season is that this team itself is not playing with a QB that was regressing anymore.
Yeah. John Dorn, your turn. Go for it.
Well, I know Bears did get better on defense. Their defense ain't bad. And their offense got slightly better, not much better. They're still the same. They still got the same quarterback. They got Justin Fields. He gets pressure in the face. He's going to buckle. He's going to fucking fumble the ball, throw interceptions. So I'm going 34 to 16. 34 to 16. I think we're going to get some turnovers.
I can see that.
And I think our defense is going to come out, and Barry always plays good against that defense, against that offense. So I think we come out strong and put a statement game that this is our game. We want it. It's ours. No one's taking this playoffs away from us. We're making a statement right there. We're winning this. No problem.
Yeah. All right.
And I like what you said about the turnover part. That reminds me that if there's one thing that's been constant with the Bears against us is that Justin Fields has turned the ball over in every game he's played against Green Bay, and I think
that's true.
We're going to see that. We're going to see
the
that
first
happen
and second half of the game.
Yep, he always throws an interception and a fumble.
And a fumble. Yeah, I was going to say, we get a fumble out of him.
We usually both.
Rob, before you go, I need you to hear this real quick.
All right.
You're going to go after Isaac, so go, Isaac.
I'll put it. I'll make the score a little bit less because it's
3-3. What the hell?
Fuck that.
No, I was kidding. No, it's a division game, so it's always going to be black and blue. I'd say I'll put 27-20 us.
Wasn't black and blue last week? Last time we played.
Fields had 15 fumbles.
Wasn't it like 31 to 10?
All right. Rob, you'll have to.
Man, we're gonna stay on this offense. The way that Love has got the offense playing, it's anything happens. We've been putting up 30 points. We're gonna continue. We're gonna slaughter these guys. It's gonna be 35-10, and I'm saying 10 because we're gonna give them a garbage time touchdown, just like what happened last week with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Although I don't see it going like that. I mean, that was a mental mistake on Turi's part. And we always have them. That's what a young team, we're going to have those mistakes. We're going to have a brain fart, but we're going to destroy the Bears, man. I mean, we're going to put fifth straight sweep, 10 straight in a row. We're going to own these bitches. We do. Jordan Love's putting a stamp on his taking over from Rodgers, owning the Bears, and we're going to go the next 15 years owning these fucks.
Jordan fucking Love.
Jordan fucking Love, man.
I'm just going to go ahead and point out real quick. Last show, someone asked that question. I don't know if you guys remember, but should I start Baker Mayfield or Jordan Love? And I said, man, Baker Mayfield, he's going to eventually come down to earth, right?
Bro, he crashed hard.
Yesterday. And Jordan Love, I said, start Jordan Love. He's going to be hot this game. He was hot last week. Ever since I stopped doing that reverse psychology shit, I've been hitting on all these things. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be right again this week, and I'm going to say 34-24 Packers, which is going to be damn near exactly what happened in the first week. But I'm going to go ahead and say that the Bears are going to score 24 because they have gotten better. They will score on us a few times. But I do think that Jordan Love, dude, what we're doing with the offense, I just don't think that they're going to be able to stop it. I think you're going to see Eddie Jackson fall flat on his face a few times. I think you're going to see us get a few jump layup type fucking throws out there. Like Jordan Love does some amazing shit when he jumps and throws. It's crazy. I think 34-24, we're going to continue the 30-plus point streak. I said we were going to win out the last three because we lost that bad game. I knew it. This is what's going to happen. We're going to go to the playoffs. We're going to lose in the first round, but we're going to get that first round experience that is an added bonus for Jordan Love and this young crew, and it's going to pay dividends for these next years to come.
Unless we face the Lions. If we face the Lions in the playoffs, we're winning.
I think we can beat them. I could see.
I think we can beat the Cowboys.
But I could see us beating the Lions. I could.
I could see us beating the Cowboys, too.
I could see us beating the Cowboys. I don't think we will this year, and I won't be disappointed if we don't.
We own the Cowboys.
Well, I say we got a chance in any game. I mean, I've been surprised in many ways every game that we've come out to. I'm not knowing what to expect, and they've showed me that they got everything that they need to win against anybody.
What
I want to see us
And of course, the Cowboys.
And the Cowboys.
And of course, the Cowboys have not been that good against 500 teams.
Yeah.
The Cowboys beat the Lions like 6 times. We beat the Cowboys 6 times.
I just want to break their Cowboys road. I want to break their home streak record.
I want to go there yet, do it. This week at their house.
Because the Cowboys go on the road, they're going to lose.
I think if we play the Cowboys, we can do a lot of the same things that the Bills did to them. We have a running back that can gash them the way that Cook did. We have a quarterback that can throw it down the field and hit his open guys. We have a lot of the same tools, in my opinion, that the Buffalo Bills have on offense. It's the defense that really just – I don't think we have a defense like the Bills do, obviously.
Yeah, but we have the talent on the defense. It's just not being used correctly. I mean –
well, that time we might be hitting it on cylinders.
But if someone's kicking his ass and making him run the defense differently, I mean, I got to think LaFleur's thinking if his job's on the line, if he don't get this going right.
Well, Rob, I'll tell you what.
Isn't his contract about to be up too?
Yep.
No, so
Barry's
contract is up after this season. I'll tell you what, though, when you say stuff like that, Rob, all I'm going to say is Jamarcus Russell had all the talent in the world to be great also, man. It really just depends on how you put it together. And this
I understand that, but I get it. I get what you're saying, man, but this is a hard thing to swallow if we don't do some shit.
I don't know. See, if we make the playoffs, that's just a bonus, man.
I get it. I want to win out. Look, it's about pride beating the Bears, first of all. Let's start with that. It's not even about – I mean, we could lose this game. I'm not saying it's not but it's pride with the Bears. Exactly. First and foremost, I want to whoop that ass. I want that 10 win in a row, and I want that 5th straight sweep. I want to finish the Bears off like their season, like it started with a loss. Fuck you guys.
So something that kind of makes me sad – and it makes me happy at the same time. Jordan Love, his demeanor is nothing like Aaron Rodgers. They couldn't be more polar opposite. And now
he's super calm.
He's not tunnel vision either. There's no tunnel vision.
The reason why I say that is one thing that makes me sad is if Jordan Love runs in a touchdown next week and wins the game, he's not going to tell the Bears fans to fuck himself and go, I'm the best, I'm your dad. He won't do that. That makes me sad because I want to see him do that.
I know. I want to see him do it too.
But that's not a negative thing because the guy is just humble. He's very calm. He seems like such a positive guy. I think that's a good thing. No.
Well, look, man, this is the progression of the NFL quarterback. It's his first year. Let him take it all in, and after his 5th year of sweeping the Bears on his own, when the fans are going "fuck you," then he's going to jump up and be like, "Suck it."
Aaron Rodgers has always been a chip on his shoulder kind of guy. Jordan Love is very it almost seems like he's just appreciative that he has the moment of glory to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Love's like a stoner. Like, he's just calm, chill. You know what I mean? Like, he can't face the guy.
I really love that about him. You can see it with his pocket presence. He's just calm, man. He's just a calm guy.
Nothing gets him riled. I have yet to see anything get him riled. He's been sacked a bunch.
LaFleur said it himself.
Do you know why that's such a great thing?
Yeah.
There's going to come a time in the future where the moment will not be too big for him.
No.
It will never be too big for him. I truly believe.
And maybe that's the difference. What got in Rodgers' way? Because Rodgers always thought he was going to hold that moment no matter what.
Hey, watch next year. He's yelling at our wide receivers, slamming tablets like Rodgers. He started building that Rodgers.
That guy's in the helmet like.
Yeah.
Well, Rodgers was to the point where he was like,
"Stop throwing,
goddamn young rookie, get the hell out of here, man! Where's my fucking cob? Where's my?"
Just remember, man. We watched Patrick Mahomes do the same thing, go off on a tirade on the sideline, have people pulling him. But Aaron Rodgers did it, and everybody was dogging the shit out of him.
There's full clips of Peyton Manning yelling at his linemen during the play.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? Like, so look. That's not a knock on Rodgers in any way. I love the way that Rodgers.
Oh man,
he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but the one thing I think misserved him was how he thinks about wide receivers, and if you don't catch my pass, I'm not going to go back to you. If Jordan Love did that, he would not be successful.
Those receivers learned a lot of shit from him, though.
Yeah, but
I agree.
Let's look at the differences, man. Like Aaron Rodgers is the type of guy that's very like, well, if I don't think I'm the best, then who will? Whereas Jordan Love is the kind of guy where I'm just going to show you, and you make your opinion if I'm the best or not. Like Aaron Rodgers is very like, I'm gonna glorify myself. I'm gonna put myself on top, and it worked. It worked.
See,
He's
right
the best
now,
quarterback I ever seen.
I gotta
That's
wait
why I
a
watched
few years
Patrick
and see how he acts. This is his first year. I want to see a couple of years and see how it goes. I mean, he can come out next year and play like shit. You know what I mean? We don't know.
We have
Exactly.
Now.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like that's how it's going to go, John. I'm sorry.
It doesn't, but I'm just saying.
One thing I will say, if he does have a
all the
sophomore
kids in
slump,
Porter Hatch, man.
if Jordan Love does have a slump next year, I'm still going to sit there and go, I've seen what he's capable of. I'm more than happy to give him more years. Because, dude, look at Mahomes this year.
We still got Clipper behind us so I can learn it too.
But look, man, everything says it's not going to go that way. I mean, everything says that he's going to do his thing and is going to be successful at it. And whether he has a sophomore slump, I'm not even going to. If we all sat around waiting for someone to fail, man, I mean, that's just a horrible way to live.
Hey, folks, let's give LaFleur his flowers. His game planning has been much better lately in these games. He's getting guys wide open. You know what I mean? Like for Love to throw to. Like even Love throwing those air ducks. It's still hitting wide receivers that are wide the hell open. That's because LaFleur game planned that. You know what I mean?
I'm still mad at the Giants game though, where he chose that jet sweep on the 2-point conversion. That was the dumbest.
On a 2-point conversion. I swear to God.
I'm thinking though, each game he's learning a little more about his players, about him, what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
I mean, every game you can see he's getting better and better. Okay, I can utilize this guy better than this guy, you know. And
yeah, maybe we needed to jet sweep to lose the game for LaFleur to never do that again. You know what I mean?
Dude, some of those are just dumb, though, man. Some of that shit's just dumb.
He channeled his inner Dan Campbell right there. What?
Right?
I'm gonna blame
Big
Joe
time.
Barry for that. Thank you, Joe Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we should have won regardless of that. It's just dumb play call. But, all right. So, we've hit the end of our show. We'll go again Saturday night, same time. Today, if you want to jump on, you can send me a friend request, and, I'll put you on the show details and all that stuff. If you want to keep jumping on and talking.
I do. I enjoy talking Packer football. I really don't get to talk about that much because, I live in cowboy country, so.
So do I. So what?
You're more welcome on anytime you want.
Yeah.
I live in cowboy country. I live in Hurst, Texas. Trust me.
Well, I actually live in Dallas.
Yeah, no, I work in Dallas, so don't worry.
But that's what you got to do. You got to get, a paper bag, put some dog turds, and put it right in front of your neighbor's house, light it on fire, and ring the doorbell, and then just run away.
And then yell, "Go Pack, go!"
No, but it's like they
go Pack, go!
It's like the stuff that they do is ridiculous. Like, remember that last game where Jones scored 4 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
And we smoked them like a Philly blood. Well, I have the Packers emblem on my truck. Somebody keyed my fucking truck.
Oh,
Yeah, well, they're salty fans.
Are you sure you don't live in Philly? The fuck?
Then, when I was walking to the store, I had on my Packers stuff, right? And they're like, "Do you know where you're at?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know where the fuck I'm at. I'm a Packers fan. Get over it."
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I don't have no problem with Cowboy fans. I'll slap the
Careful
snap.
of the Billy Ray Cyruses.
we're gonna do the very last part. Janae, your news, so I'll just explain it real quick. Basically, I go around the panel. They say whatever it is, the last thing that they want to say, it's called our sign off. So I'll start with, for example, Rob. Go ahead and do your sign off, and then we'll get out of here.
We're gonna destroy the Bears Sunday. It's over. They're done. Put a fork in them. Sweep, sweep, sweep.
I like it. All right, Isaac, why don't you do your sign off?
Bears are going down and extend Joe Barry.
Go back.
Shut the fuck up. Hey, man.
I always go with John Dorn last, so Janae, you go ahead.
It's been a pleasure. Of course, the Bears still suck. They're gonna get their ass beat like they always do. I'm excited to see what we're gonna do in playoffs because I'm gonna put it out there. We're going to get there. We're gonna stay there. So let's see what we do. Go Pack, go, baby.
Go Pack, go.
John Dorn, you know what to do.
Well, first thing, tell your husband we're coming. We're coming.
We're coming. The hell's coming with us.
I want the Vikings to be quiet about their defense because we just destroyed it. Love destroyed that thing. And the Bear fans, you think your defense is going to stop this offense? You got something coming. I mean, your defense ain't going to stop nothing. We're going to be scoring left and right. And another thing, Justin Fields is going to throw some interceptions and a few fumbles, forced fumbles from Gary and from probably, I'll say Wooden.
Very nuts.
Kenny Clark, get a few.
Preston Smith.
But I just want to say Bears still suck.
And the fan base swallows.
We'll see you Sunday. Well, actually, on Saturday night, though. But.
So I'm going to start off with same old Lions. Same old Lions.
Same old Lions.
Even though it wasn't Jared doing the gritty, it was Ballantyne. Your boy got shut down again.
We did a gritty in your house.
Hey, you should post my photo.
I mean, the best receiver in the league. You didn't know?
So I'm gonna go with Go Pack Go, baby. We are going to win this game. We are going to the playoffs. We're all gonna buy tickets, plane tickets, and tickets to the playoff game in Dallas. We're all gonna stay at Janae and her husband's house. Get ready for the game. We'll have a show there and everything. Go Pack Go, baby. Thank you, everybody that watched the Frozen Tundra Network. Thank you for everybody that was on. We'll be back on Saturday.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go.